Welcome back to the podcast, and you're listening to the Traveling Pants of a Single Mom. And of course, I got my girls, Ziggy and Ty. Say hey, y'all.
What's up?
Yo.
So it's been a minute, guys, but we back and we ready.
Yeah.
So tonight we're going to talk about what do you believe in? Because we're having a little discussion and we want to get some perspective. So
yeah, some clarity.
Let's get some. So Ziggy, you want to start it off?
You want me to throw it on out there?
Yes, ma'am.
So we've been talking about higher powers. And what do you believe in? And Tasha, you just said you know that there is a God.
Right.
I would like to know, how do you know for sure that there is a God?
How I know for sure? I mean, I'm not gonna say. Listen. Well, I'm getting more comfortable in my faith now. I've branched off and I've come back to a place where I'm trying to get more comfortable in my faith. So right now I'm in the process. I think I would call it a learning stage where I'm reading the Bible more. I'm listening to things to get to understand. So I'm not going to sit here and kind of like dig deep. But I do believe that there is a God that's orchestrating everything that's happening here. I believe that...
now, what do you believe? How do you know? You said you know.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying.
You don't know, you believe.
I believe.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay, so she doesn't know.
Shut up. I don't know.
Because I'm trying to get it straight.
I believe. I'm in the learning phase. So that's why I'm reading more and I'm researching more so that when I get faced with things like this, I could be more clear.
What have you found?
I feel like he
has found nothing. Okay.
No. I found that if you believe and you have your faith, he will be there to back you up.
Right.
That's what I've realized. I had a financial situation going on recently. I know you talk about whatever, but I had a situation going on recently, and I gave it to him. I said, God, you know what? All my life I've been doing things my way, how I want to do it, making my own decisions, and I haven't been taking the time out to hear what you want from my life, because you are my creator, and I want to understand what it is you want from me, because I feel like I'm making my own decisions my whole life, and I didn't make no good decisions. I'm not making good choices. I feel like I'm just hitting the same roadblocks as I'm doing what I want to do.
But whose life
so it is my life, but God is my creator. So I feel like we should take the time out to understand who our creator is and what he wants for our life. So just recently I had an issue, and I've been like stressing about it. I don't know where it's going to come from, what's going to happen. And I prayed about it and I said, you know what, God, I'm going to give these problems to you. The financial burdens, the dating issues, the things that's been happening in my life, all the things that's been transpiring for the past few months, I'm going to take this burden off of my back and I'm going to give it to you. So the financial situation came around, and I didn't worry about it no more. I was like, I'm not going to worry. It's something will happen. Something will pull through. And indeed, about a few days later, that problem was taken care of. No stress on my back, nothing. I just gave it to him. I feel like I can't answer your question to say that I know for a fact, because like I said, I'm in the learning phase and stage right now where I'm understanding how to listen to him, how to listen to his voice and know when he's speaking to me, and be able to differentiate what Tasha want to do or what's the right thing to do, by God, and again, I can't say, okay, boom, boom, boom. I feel like I can feel why I believe there's a God, but I can't put it into words yet because I don't have enough knowledge. And stuff like this, you have to know your word. You have to understand and you have to know. And if you don't know, you're going to come off like...
How will we know?
I guess as you start to pray, walk in faith, as he starts to show up in your life when you're going through things, that's when, I can't stand Ziggy.
No, I'm just I got to take, because I got to have my, my rebuttals.
No, for real. When you start...
I'm going to jump in.
I'm going to say...
How do you know?
I think none of us will ever know, regardless of whatever religion it is,
You're
whatever
right.
we're doing spiritually. I don't think any of us will ever know until we actually know. When it's that time, when it's that hour, right? But I feel like, again, like Tasha says, I agree, and I say kind of agree, but I understand that there is an entity, there is something, an energy way bigger than us,
Energy, okay.
that has a bigger, like a grasp on us, on our decisions. Even though within us we're also gods, right? Because in the Bible it says we were made
in His image,
right? So I believe that we ourselves, we have to realize that we have some of that that energy into our own, in within ourselves, right? But there are certain things, like for myself, that have happened, just like Tasha, like it's unexplainable. Most people will say that it just happened because it happened.
So
But there are times
miracles.
when miracles, right? You can call it whatever you want to call it.
I wouldn't say miracle, but yeah, I mean.
But I feel like, and if some people want to believe it's not that higher entity, again, it's still within you, because you can have that conversation and ask about a specific thing, a specific moment, a specific time, and it will come as long as you believe. So, what is that entity service?
As long as you believe in a God, or as long as you believe in what's to come?
I think it's both. You believe in a God and you believe in what's to come, And once we have the Bible there, we have knowledge, we have church, but it's really what you have to believe for yourself.
Right.
You have to understand it for yourself. You have to build the relationship with the entity for yourself in order to understand, that the feeling. Again, we haven't seen him in the physical. We won't at this moment.
Right.
So again, we won't know until we know. But I too believe that it definitely is something higher than ourselves.
Exactly.
There's too many unexplained
That's completely different than what she said.
Well, there's too many unexplained reasoning to why things happen the way how we're here, how we're born. A mother carries a child for 9 months.
For that.
Yeah, the way that the mathematician is set up to certain situations, like even us, how we carry a child 9 months, even how down to every second, every minute, even when we have what do you call it? Contractions. They could kill you, but they only last a minute.
Right.
And they come every certain amount of minutes. There's definitely something higher than ourselves. And again, if you read, if you build that relationship, you will understand. You'll understand.
Because at the end of the day, faith. When you have faith in something, when you have faith in God, you can't, like Tasha said, you can't really.
Faith in God, you're usually poor.
Nah,
not necessarily. I don't think.
Unless you're a preacher, then you get all the money from the people in the fucking church.
Nah, but the thing is, this is what I feel like. If you have faith in God, right? You can't see Him. You can't touch Him. He's not coming down. But it's like air. We breathe air. We can't see air, but we know it's there, and we know, and we need it to survive. We need that air.
It is a chemical. It is a scientific fact that air is
but it doesn't matter what it is. I'm not saying that fact.
What we can prove doesn't matter. But
No. But what I'm saying is you can't see it. You can't see air. You know it's there. You know that you need it to survive.
You know what air is? It's chemicals. We can put it in a jar and we can take it into the lab and do some shit with it. It's oxygen.
But who created it?
Exactly. We don't know who created it, but I guarantee you it wasn't nobody like us.
God.
But God was a person.
No, Jesus was a person.
So what do you believe?
I believe that everybody believes in something, okay? So you guys call him God, I call it the universe, somebody else calls him Allah, and everybody, but it's all the same shit. Except for,
I agree.
When you believe in the universe, you're not bound by any restrictions. When you believe in God, there's so many restrictions that, and this is to answer your question, what can you lose? You can lose your whole life. Because there's too many restrictions when you have to believe in God and be religious.
No, religion is restricted. If you believe,
that's where God is.
No, you can. They make it known. Like, you can believe in God and learn it for yourself. When you go to church and whatever,
But you wouldn't believe in God.
Why?
You wouldn't believe in God if you're not religious. You just believe in a higher power. I believe in something that is powerful, that is higher than me.
Mm-hmm. God.
I do not believe it is a person.
Now, you don't believe
but
in
it's not. But God was never a person.
Well, what was God?
He was always a spirit,
a form of a spirit.
Jesus was a person,
right?
Okay,
but God Himself was always a spirit.
It's all bullshit. It's really just the storytellers of that day. It's the philosophers, the people like all the genius people in this world who have created things like electricity, who have created things that allow us to continue to live. All say they don't believe in God. They believe in a higher power. They don't believe in a God.
So what would be?
All intelligent people don't believe in God.
So you feeling like to believe in God, your risk is. Because there is nothing.
He got to come holler at me.
Basically,
if it is a person, he got to come holler at me.
Basically, she's saying it's a created.
I understand what she's saying.
A created story. Now, I will say I agree with Ziggy when it comes to, because there are a lot of conflicting things at times that are in the Bible. And again, that's why it costs for you to study, read, and understand, and have that relationship for yourself.
Or just live your own life and learn from the shit you go through how to live your life. I can tell you right now, I am a way Micaiah. I'm a way better person than probably any religious person you guys will ever meet, or anybody who believes in God that you'll ever meet. And that's just because I base my life on the shit that I've been through. I know how life is. I don't need a book to tell me how to live my life.
But it's not telling you how to live it. Just like you went to school to be a psychologist, it's a guide. It's a guide. Just
then
like
I don't even go by that. Would you believe it?
You don't go by I just feel like the Bible is a guide, and I feel like we need to learn how to depict the stories for ourselves. We lean so much on the pastors and everybody else telling us, but now I feel like you need to go in and read it for yourself. We need to understand it for ourselves. And I think that the Bible, I'm not going to say that the stories are fictional, but what I do believe, what you need to do, I think, like I said, I think it's a guide. You read the stories and you put it in layman's terms. You put it in situations.
I got some books y'all should read too.
You put it in situations where you make it relatable to life. And I think that's what we're missing. I feel like we're missing the fact that we have to make it relatable to life. We're taking it for face value, and it's a story behind it. You know, like I don't know, like I'm listening to the pastor. Y'all say you say you're not really, digging him 100%, but when he preaches and he discusses the Bible, he puts it in my current life form. So when I look at the stories, I'm looking at it differently. I'm gonna just give an example. This is just, if you tell a kid, oh, God created Eve and told him go be fruitful. When a kid hear the word go be fruitful, they probably thinking more on the fruit terms. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, go build apple, plant trees. But in layman terms, he was saying go multiply the earth. So I feel like we just need
It's not like rocket science.
It's not.
You don't need a book to fucking tell you go fucking have kids and make money.
It's not
really simple. If you pay attention to your own life, you don't need no book, because your life is telling you exactly what the fuck you need to do. You need to look inside yourself.
But like I said, I've been doing that. I've been walking the life of doing what Tasha want to do. Okay, this is it. This is how I'm gonna move. This is how I'm gonna. But now I want to see. What's the risk if I allow? I'm just allow, because we don't hold faith. Like, oh, okay, it's the universe, whatever, blah blah blah. But I'm in a space. That's why I say I can't completely answer your question, because I'm researching, I'm studying, and I want to understand. So when I come back, I can say, okay, this is what I found. But
That still won't mean anything
to you, but it will mean something to me.
It'll mean something, but it still won't. It's not it won't be anything that you can know for yourself. That is tangible. That you.
But listen, as long as you have,
here go God right here. Tell him who the fuck you are. You can't do that. You can't do that.
You can't do that. But I feel like there's a lot of things that's not proven, but we still believe in it. We still rely on it. Even with the air situation, you want to say whatever, but still at the end of the day, we can't see it. But we know we need it to survive. Whether we can bottle it up, take it to the lab and dissect it, at the end of the day, we can't physically see it. We walk around, you can't see air, but you have faith that air is going to be there.
No. Science has proven that air is there.
Nah, you have faith.
Science has proven that it is oxygen, it is H2O, and it is hydrogen. It is these compounds that come from, we even know where they come from. There's a lot of shit that science does prove, and I'm not into Scientology at all, but facts are facts, and myth is a myth.
Again, I just think that you have science. Science is defining why these things, objects or whatever, right?
Just the only reason the world is still going,
right?
People have figured these things out,
right? Just like a mathematician figured out why 1 + 1 is 2, or 2 + 3 is 5. You get what I'm saying?
Completely different.
But that's how I feel. I feel like it's someone that has you've given them a title to be able to. They figured this out. They have the knowledge to figure these things out. Versus the same thing with science. Scientists have figured. Made a way to figure these things out. But it still goes back to no one can still answer. Yes, we have oxygen. It comes from
what? Right.
Yes, the water evaporates, turns back, but there's still no one to say where did it all still start from?
Right.
Molecules, atoms. Everything is made of them.
If that's the case, then why
where
it come from? There's not 10 million other Earths.
The Big Bang Theory it really explains atoms.
Yeah, I don't believe in the Big Bang Theory. So
yeah, I don't believe in anything, to be honest. I just believe in my own life.
Now,
my experience.
What my thing is, and I agree too, but I still question other things. Like, okay, so let's just say it was the Big Bang Theory. We came, blah 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 blah. We go back to my original statement. A woman has a child, carries that child in her womb, another human being, for exactly 9 months.
It's biology.
It's biology,
but we're
who made up? There's a mathematician that's going to be in there. The biologist is going to be in the scientist. Who came up with the factor of that's 9 months?
Check this out.
Is it because the body? Is there anything that you could tell me why the body carries that baby for 9 months exactly?
That I wouldn't say though, because this man made it up. But
is that what
we talking about? Shit that's science. That's biology. Your body it was made that way
to only carry
the atoms
for 9 months.
A woman is comprised of allows her to do that, and it does not allow a man to do that. That's what separates the roles of a man and a woman.
Right.
But so we talking about all the good, the dandy shit.
But how did that happen to where it is one male, one female, and only the female is allowed to carry the human being?
What was your question?
Okay, so we talking about all the science stuff and the good shit, but if there's this magical being who you just have to believe in, you don't know he's there, but you just have to believe in him, why would he tell us you're sinning if you do these things, but put us here and give us all those temptations to sin? So you're setting us up to fail. Then you get here and you're living to die because you don't want to go to this horrible place after you die. I'd rather just live now.
Okay, but that's because that's where the faith comes in. That's why
it's stupid.
But it's not,
because this is all you know you got right now today. You don't know what's going to happen to you when you die.
That's true, but that's where the faith comes in.
That's where the restrictions come in.
But how do you? Wait. How are you going to be restricted? There's nothing. I mean, again, I'm just.
I think
what can you not do?
I think
what can you not do?
People don't like about
what can you not do?
Yeah.
You can't have sex before you get married. You shouldn't have kids out of wedlock. You shouldn't be.
But what good?
Everything that comes down to you cannot.
What good does it do?
Believe in this.
What good does those things do for you?
You're human, bitch. You put it in experience shit.
But what
you
good?
Fuck out of wedlock. You need to do all that shit. But this is your life.
Listen, he's not stopping us from doing it.
Her cousin said she was born gay, but in God's eyes, she is a sinner because she likes to sleep with other women, but she don't even know why she was born this way. If you are a God, why would you put her here to fail?
Ooh, calm down, Ziggy.
Why would you put her here to fail?
Well,
she can't control that she want to fuck a bitch every now and then. That's just what she like.
That goes back to the what you was
and
talking
she's a
about,
great person.
Energy type thing.
Exactly. So you just mad if a person fix her and make her like men. He can't.
But
because it ain't.
That was all okay. Going back to the Bible. Going back to the Bible. We now live in the world of sin. When Adam and Eve ate the apple, that created sin.
Or Eve. I ain't never met them niggas. I don't even know. So I don't give a fuck what if I get hungry, if the apple outside on the tree, I'm eating that shit too. Period.
Listen.
So basically, what I'm hearing, just to sum it all up,
why do 4 and 5-year-olds get raped?
Right.
God is so almighty. He came to you for your financial issues, but the little bitch that got killed and raped by her next door neighbor, he wasn't available to help her.
We live in sin.
Because he made us. You made us. Make me perfect.
But we are not that. We were perfect.
No, we were never perfect. You were never meant to be perfect. You're a human being. You put her so you can fuck up and learn from it. You were not meant to be perfect. If you were meant to be perfect, you would be perfect. You are a human being and you're susceptible to temptation.
Right. I don't feel that we were meant to be perfect. I don't feel like we were put here to be perfect. So why can't we sin? We're just not supposed to sin. He died for our sins, and like I said, I'm still learning.
I'm fucking.
So I can't. I can't. But all these things that we're doing, what good is it doing for us?
Everything.
Each one of us are here.
Don't want to do.
Each one of us here are single moms. We are all three struggling in some way, shape, or form.
It's because
right. That's what I'm saying. So. What's the pushback to just try it? No, I'm not trying to get
married. Wasn't gonna help. I know a lot of people who married and still single with kids. So getting married and having a baby because you married, that don't mean
it doesn't. Right? Because what happened is we're making our own choices. That's why we're getting married.
It's my life.
And getting divorced.
He ain't living it.
Right, but
I got to make sure I don't have regrets when I die. So I prefer to go to hell and live great. And do what I want to do right now. Because this is all I know I got.
So you don't prefer to go to hell?
I don't believe in hell.
Well, I feel like...
Because what's the point?
We make our own choices. We should. And we should. I'm not saying... But I feel like the choices that we need to make, we need to be more conscious of the choices that we're making. We're not conscious. We're just doing what we feel we want to do. We're just doing what we feel we want to do. We're not being conscious about the choices that we make.
That's what you was put on this earth to do, to feel and do all that shit you want to do.
And I get it. You gotta do I feel like we can do that. I don't feel like we're being stopped from living our best life.
You are. When he tell you can't be gay. If her cousin really felt like, because God said I can't be gay, she would be miserable every fucking day.
I mean, I
now
agree.
To be on the fair side, you have, there's a lot of Christians and Catholics or whatever that, the little boy syndrome, like they mess with the little boys and things like that, right? And these are the people that are on top, that distribute the word and teach you the word, right?
Yeah.
But to be all in all fair, right? Because the main thing is, Tasha, you're learning.
I'm learning. I'm
and
observing.
All you know is that God, I need, in order for my life to be right, and I want to live a clean and whatever life or whatever, I need to learn this person, this entity called God. And these people speak of that have this great life out there and things are great for them. I don't think it's great. Wait a second. Now Ziggy, on the other hand, is basically stating, to be fair, I'm not here for the stories. I'm not here for the tales. It's not that I don't believe in a higher entity, because I definitely believe that something exists. But the stories that I have been told and fed over life, there's no such thing. Is basically, for her, it's BS. So she's like, I don't need no one to restrict me or give me a rule or guideline in how to live my life here on earth while I'm here, right? To be on the safe side. Now, for me, just because I could take a both from a piece from both of you.
And I can too. But go ahead.
But basically my thing is, because I have been in circumstances where I know I've felt something. Pray to God, this person I've been taught of, this entity, this energy, and I've prayed to this God and things have moved and happened. So that
did
made
you take
me
some action and make some shit happen?
that could and hold on, I'm gonna get there. And I'm explaining, when I did that, it confirmed to me that, hey, okay, what they speak of in this book is possibly true, because whatever I did, it worked. Right? Now, to be on the fair side, as I'm learning and growing, right? I'm also learning again. There are certain, when you read this book, and I haven't really dug in the way I need to dig in, but I do understand just from listening to certain things and research and just my own, common sense, things that I'm, observing. Again, in the beginning of this book, he said he made us in the image of us. Now, that is possibly true. Whatever this entity is, let's just say his name is not God. It could be Hookah Hookah. I don't know. Whatever, Hookah Hookah, Father, Jaja, Allah, whatever he is, apparently did. Because when I go back and look at the situation, when I went down on my knees and I prayed to this entity, but I also put in effort and work, I also made things happen. So I am also in belief that it's a combined.
It is.
That there is I say Father at times. Sometimes I say universe. I say God. I say Baba. Whoever is higher than me. Obviously, I know it's a higher power. Higher than me. I praise him. I get up. I speak to him. I have conversations. Just like anybody would have a relationship with Mother Nature, whatever you want to call it. But I do understand now. And it even says it in the word that it takes you and this entity to work to make things work. Because
it's not going to just fall on your lap.
No,
it's not going to just, you can't sit home.
If you believe to have faith in God, it's not just fall on your lap.
Back to the restriction part. Now, I agree with Ziggy because I also have looked into the restrictions. There are a lot of restrictions. Common sense is we all want to do what we want to do. Decent,
but you have free will, according to the Bible.
According to the Bible. But everything applied in life has a law, have a regulation, right?
Yeah, everything.
And there are laws, right? Now, I was listening to something today that spoke on why and certain Christians shouldn't wear jewelry, right? And it raised my eyebrows to understand, because I'm thinking now back on our African American people or people from Egypt or whatever, and they had a lot of jewelry back then. You know what I mean? Like, you think I read there's a part someone sent to me about a video stating that you shouldn't braid your hair, you shouldn't put jewelry in your hair. And I said to myself, that's kind of funny, because when you think about anything to do with culture, especially with African American people from those days in Egypt, whatever, that was how they were presented. Right. Braided hair, plaited hair, hidden jewelry. So it made me think, and I look at those people as like queens and higher power, like, a higher section. Right. So it's kind of weird when I seen that, like, no, you shouldn't have that, whatever. Maybe kind of alarmed, like, let me research a little bit more into that. But
yeah, because what would be the point in not having it? Or you just they don't like the texture?
The understanding of it is basically because it's kind of like you're more of like an idolization, like you're idling. It's a distraction. And basically nothing should distract you from you and having a relationship with the entity. So it's kind of like if you wear bracelets, if you wear a necklace, it's kind of like it's a vain thing. It's kind of like you're more of, I like the way I look when I wear these things. Now, again, it's kind of makes me feel some type of way, because I'm like, again, if he made me in the image like him, there's nothing wrong with me still not only loving myself but also loving him. I don't feel
he made the bitch that made the ring. Kill her. Kill her if you're not supposed to wear it. That's all I'm trying to say.
I can't do
that. But I mean, when I look into it, and again, that's why you need to do your own research. So Call it God, call it
the universe, and me, and
at least if you have a form of relationship with something and you understand that it's higher than yourself, I don't.
And that's where I'm at, because I'm not saying that it's nothing wrong with being religious, but I do feel like religious people are very snobbish and kind of like they act like they're perfect, like they have everything down to a science. They're judgmental. I will say that
makes a lot of people despise wanting to be a
where
part of
I am is that I'm learning for myself. I'm dissecting for myself. I'm understanding for myself. I'm taking my relationship and making it mine, not what the church says, not what this group of people say, what that group of people say. I'm learning and understanding for myself. I agree. I believe that he made us in his image. Right. You know what I'm saying? So we are gods. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like we still have to acknowledge his presence. Right. And I feel like I said, I've been living my life doing everything I want to do, but my decisions ain't been,
they have failed.
They fail me.
Making better decisions.
Yeah, but we all gotta make, we all making bad decisions. We all out here in these city streets not being,
But isn't it fair to say that
not being what?
We're not here by ourselves because we weren't created by ourselves?
We're not being what?
We're not being mindful of the decisions that we're making. We're all out here making these same mistakes over and over and over and over again. And we're not elevating because we keep making the same mistakes, making the same decisions. And I just don't see.
But that's because, again, it goes back to me saying that it's you and that entity.
Right.
There's that relationship you need to build. And regardless, you could make some decisions, but I think if you have that relationship,
right,
and you combine with the two,
that's why I'm not elevating.
I mean, I don't feel like I'm not saying that you're not.
When you think about higher power, your universe, right, Ziggy? How do you know when you are? Like, do you feel like you come to a means of like high energy, like? Is there anything that makes you feel like, because you obviously are still in a relationship with the high entity, right? So is there anything, how would I put it, like, if you feel like you go in a direction that
right. Oh my God, every single year, at least every year, every 6 months, I have goals that I want to reach, and I always reach them.
Do you combine that with the energy?
I'm a single mother. I don't get child support. I don't get none of that shit. I own my own home. I own my own business. I am progressing, period. Just because I'm not married yet, a lot of people see that as not being successful. I'm cool with it. When my dude come, he come, and I already know that. So I ain't even worried about it. That don't make me feel like I'm not successful, because I'm making moves on my own. And when he get here, we just gonna make moves together.
Right.
So I am progressing. I know I know women who they don't have kids. They have college degrees and they don't even own their own home.
Right.
They ain't got checks coming in their name from their business. They don't have vending machines throughout Orlando. They don't have intelligent children. You know what I'm saying? So I'm progressing, period.
So you feel like that has nothing to do with
you anything to do with
a relationship with a God.
I meditate a lot, but I go inside myself. We are God. Now I got a few stats for you. The universe is composed of hydrogen, H2O, carbon, and helium. And did I say H2O? H2O, oxygen is the fifth one. We, human beings, are composed of oxygen, H2O, hydrogen, not carbon, but in a mixture of like helium, carbon, and something else. So in essence, we are the universe. We're all comprised of the same things that the universe is made up of. We are all this shit is connected.
Right.
So when we sit here and have a conversation, we connected. And not just because we're black and we're single mothers. We connected because we all made of the same shit. And we come from the same place. And I don't live my life with restrictions at all. I don't think nobody is bad, even murderers. I don't think murderers are bad. It's just part of the life experience. They gonna die, come back, hopefully they learn their lesson. Or whatever happens when we die. Right. I still don't know. I can't even say I know that.
Right.
an intelligent person wouldn't claim to know what is going to happen when they die until they die.
No one knows. No one knows
until you know.
No one knows.
So pretty much, we are the universe because we're all made up of the same
elements and chemicals. Yeah.
That's one. For two, I did a speech for class, and my teacher, whom was a Christian, told me, "You give great speeches." And it was a persuasion speech about why you should not believe in God and why you are God. And there is a strong correlation between poverty, no education, and religious beliefs. The richer and smarter people do not have a strong correlation to religion at all. It's not important.
And
it's only important to poor people.
And I'm not speaking on religion
outside of themselves. God, period. They believe in taking
the universe
action.
And taking action.
No, and not even in the universe. Taking action. They believe in that, and that's what the Republicans. That's what they do. And Democrats believe in somebody getting them the hands out. Republicans believe in get your ass out there and get it yourself.
You love it.
The rich but don't believe in this man who's going to save them. They say they self.
Right.
Whereas supposedly it's been taught to the slaves. When here it is.
That's where religion was given to us. That's why we should reject it. Period. Point blank. It was given to you when you were controlled by your oppressor to stay oppressed and think that one day this magical man's going to come to save you. He ain't coming. You got to start doing some work. That's why
there's still though on, like I said, on my end. I mean, again, for me, I have my belief because
you were trained to believe it. Your whole life.
I wasn't actually. I was brought up knowing a God, but I didn't have a relationship with God. I just knew of.
But you were told that you should.
Yeah, because in other words, subconsciously, it's in the back of your head.
Mm-hmm.
But so I see what you're saying. Like subconsciously is there. So as you go in the means of trouble, you're like, oh my God. But no, for me, it was different because I had an experience. And if I didn't have the experiences I did, and this is not even just having an experience, whereas I'm like, I had an experience, I prayed for money, and then it came. It was more of
a life experience.
I had an actual encounter. So when I had an encounter, no one could tell me anything outside of that. I've had an encounter where I've left this world and went somewhere else and then came back. So I know
a lot of people have had the encounter.
It's like not a dream. It's not I wasn't daydreaming.
It was reality.
Because it happened the way it happened, and following up to date and doing my own research on it and observations, I realized that there's a connection with something that I need to know. Now again, I'm like Tasha, I don't want to. I know a lot of people take it so heavy to believe in this book. I've always said to myself, I know that this book is given out for free everywhere, and nothing's given for free
here. Created to control.
But the thing is, what I will believe, and I've always said it, religion, regardless, because I think they're all connected. Every last one of the religions, they're all connected. And I do believe that there is some truth to these books.
I do
believe there's some truth to these words.
I believe there's a lot of knowledge about good tips on how to live your life. But I don't think you're going to go to hell if you don't.
I don't think so either. I don't think that
nothing's going to happen.
I don't feel like you're going to. I feel like I'm a good person. Like I said in that meeting, I feel like I'm a good person, and I don't feel like I'm going to go to hell. But I do feel like there are, like you said, good tips, good ways to live your life, things that you need to know. Again, I don't feel like my life is horrible, but I do feel like there are different decisions that could have been made, that could be made, and that I'm going to make. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like having faith, not on a religious standpoint, but more so of me having a relationship with that entity. I want to learn how to have a relationship.
So now it's not God, it's just an entity.
Well, I believe in God, and I want to have a relationship with him. Like Tasha said, if you want to say God, the universe, an entity, a spiritual being, I believe all of that is a God. My personal opinion. Again,
I would say that everybody believes in some sort of higher power, but I wouldn't call mine God because I'm not restricted. I can go pop pussy on a handstand and I'm still going the same place you going when you die. It's just because we're humans and we're put here to experience these things.
We're gonna need a part 2 to this, y'all. Okay. Well,
I had one more thing to say. What was it? Ooh, you made me forget.
Dang.
It was good.
Either way, as I stated to close out, I'm still learning. I'm learning to have more faith, whether it's God, the universe, a spiritual being, entity. I'm learning to have more faith and also put the actions behind the things that I want for my life, and to just be more mindful of the decisions that I'm making, so that I'm just having a more quality life. I'm tired of being in certain situations.
Well, I'll leave you both with this.
And then
I'll leave you both with this, because at the end of the day, everybody's going to make their choice and the decisions. Mm-hmm. But I tell people, when the time is right, mm-hmm. and when it's when it's, you know, it feels good to you, whatever relationship you have, whatever needs to happen at whatever time, it will. Mm-hmm. Whatever belief needs to come about, it will. So I don't feel like you should ever, you know, like I don't force anybody into believing anything.
Not me either.
You can't.
I feel like any relationship that you have with your God, your higher power, your universe, whatever it may be, when it, you know what I'm saying, when things tie in and whatever it'll click to you when it's happen, right, when it's time for it to happen. When just like with me, you know. So
I agree. I feel like it'll happen.
It'll happen
because I'm not
needed to.
I'm with you, Tosh. I'm not into making people. We can't make nobody believe something they don't believe anyway. But
because again,
you know,
we know,
right. You just gotta learn for yourself, whatever it is that you believe in.
For yourself, and you know, everybody's relationship is apparently different. Mm-hmm. But again, you formed
different but valid.
Right. That's it. That's all that matters. So you know.
Well, me, I've never been amused by religion. Mm-hmm. My grandma used to pinch me in church because I would fall asleep because it was so fucking boring. Mm-hmm. But I've always been blessed to be an independent thinker,
right,
and an objective thinker. Mm-hmm. So, it never amused me. And when you're a child, when you're born, from before you come out of your mother's stomach to the age of 7, your brain is in the theos state. Mm-hmm. I think that's the theos state, whatever. But it is when your brain just records. And this is where all the people who, your mother, your father, all the people around you, what all their beliefs zap onto you. Mm-hmm. I was somehow able to not give a fuck, even at that age. Because if so, I would probably be really religious. My grandma used to take me to church all the time and make me feel like Sunday fucking school. Oh my God, it was the worst. We had to go to church on Sunday, be there all day. She got to open the church and close the church down. I was never amused. It was never like, this man, what is he telling me about? Why is he reading the book? I can go home and read book. Like, it just, none of it never made sense. Mm-hmm. And if there's some higher power out there, he need to come holler at me. Mm-hmm. He ain't came and hollered at me yet. But you're magical, right? Come and let me know you're here.
Right.
Because in my life, the only thing that I know, anytime anything has ever happened to me is when I took action.
Right.
And believed in myself.
Mm-hmm. But you are God. We made him. We are made in his image. So
no. We are little pieces of whatever it is that is made this, all this. Mm-hmm. Not a man or not some person. We ain't made in his image. We are part of that person. We a finger or a limb or a leg or something. Because nothing's going to happen until you take action. Ain't no magical man coming to save you. I don't care how much you pray. You have to get your ass up and go get out and get something. What Outkast say? Get up, get out and get something.
You a mess.
Well, anyway,
so we gonna end on that. So let us know. Yeah, let us know what you hear. I meditate. Let us know how y'all feel. Give us y'all opinions on the topic. All three of us have our different perspectives, and we out. So thanks for listening to the Trapping Pants of a Single Mom, and we out.